It's Heleniq here for the Women of Truth International platform, letting you know a little bit more about 3 various ways that you can become more involved in your community and or you can get assistance, mentoring, or an exchange process going inside your career pathway or perhaps in your social entrepreneurial visions and intentions for your life. So I'm going to talk tonight about this idea of being an entrepreneur that is able to support other younger entrepreneurs through the European Commission. It's been a great project that has unfolded in my life through meeting a lady called Simona Simultia. She's from Lithuania and she runs an organization called Changemakers On and is also at the European office supporting entrepreneurs to get onto the online platform and register themselves as mentors. So this means if you are a woman that has experience in a specific area, maybe you have medical training, maybe you are someone who's been involved in the corporate field for a long time, maybe you've run your own business for a really long time, and maybe it's just for 5 years. It doesn't really matter. If it's 3 years or more, you are entitled to mentor other younger people that might be on the same platform under the European Commission. So I thought this was a really incredible project and a wonderful opportunity for women to be trained and supported by other women. And this is why I wanted to let you all know about what you can do to get more assistance if you are a mentee and if you are able to offer your guidance and wisdom, how to be able to make that contribution through the European Commission. Now, this platform is run by many different NGOs around Europe. It involves European countries. And so you can actually set up this kind of entrepreneurial exchange with a professional person, someone who has got a business running and or is in the pipelines to create one, who is not really a student and or not necessarily studying, but actually has already started a business and wants to expand or grow, learn, and be guided. So this way you are getting this specific person to set up an exchange process with you through the European Commission. So what you need to do is first decide what kind of time you have available to mentor somebody, because when you set this up, if you are a mentor, you would need to be able to support that person to learn from you and to grow through their relationship with you. You can do this between 1 month or 6 month periods. And in that interim time, you are either able to work with them online or they can visit your country, your work address country, and they can get financially supported through the European Commission with a staple type minimum salary or minimum support financial fund to actually be in your country, to have some accommodation and some food supplies in order to then learn from you for free for you. The great benefit for a mentor is that you could actually have some exchange services done by this person. So you could choose somebody that is very experienced in marketing or somebody that's into technology or somebody that's interested in branding or somebody that has some experience as a photographer, someone that's got a business running in video editing. It doesn't matter. Whatever area you feel you would like to exchange in, this is where you would set yourself up to be a mentor and you would stipulate very clearly what it is that you're looking for. If you are the mentee, if you are somebody that has started a business but it's not 3 years old and or you're just fresh out of being a student or out of school and you would like to become an entrepreneur and you want to learn the ropes, you want to learn from someone that's got it going on or someone that's managed, this is something that you could think of doing if you are in a European country. Now there's also some very interesting connections between Singapore or the East and some locations in the US that are involved in this plan. So if you are interested, I would be very happy to get a message from you. You can send me a private message on the Women of Truth X Factor group. If you're not part of that group, I will put the link under this video and you're very welcome to send me a message in that group or comment on one of the posts that are linked to the summit and let us know a little bit of detail about what it is that you're looking for and I'll try and connect you up with the right person. There is a very specific support NGO for this called Changemakers On in Lithuania and a few others around Europe. This is the one that I've had experience with, so I would be putting you in touch with that person and then you could actually find out a lot more about how to get yourself on there. Why am I doing this? I would really love to see more women getting mentored by women, because on the platform as it exists right now, there are not that many businesses to choose from, to be quite honest, not that many mentors, in other words, and there aren't many people using this facility or service yet, so it's still growing. People are finding out about it, and it needs a really serious selection process. So you need to set up some time to be able to choose the right mentor and or the right mentee. How do you do that? There's a whole system outlaid for you on the website where you get to fill in your details, your requirements, your preferred countries, etc. It's a chance to work cross-culturally. It's a chance to expose yourself to different ways of doing business and to learn from experts and to actually have assistance for free. Now, this EMA Summit was also looking at the wonderful area of volunteering or offering your services to have a social impact in the world. So this is one way. If you are a mentor, you would be giving your guidance in exchange, really, but also for free, because you are going to be mentoring this person and supporting them to develop their little project, as well as having them support you in your business. Now, you can do it from 1 month to 6 months, as I suggested. And if the relationship proceeds or develops, or you would like to arrange it beyond that, that's also fine. But you just need to know that you can only work with one person at a time. And you can also only be funded if you are the mentee for 6 months. That's the longest period. As I mentioned, it doesn't have to be in the host country. It can be online. So if you aren't managing to have someone around a lot, if you travel a lot in your business, for example, and or if you're the mentee and you can't leave your location because you're looking after a sick grandmother or whatever it might be, maybe you're married, you have kids, and it's not so easy, you can still do this online. Now, the summit that we've organized covers the other area as well of assistance. Now, what do I mean by assistance? We've covered mentoring, as the word suggests, EMA, which was the abbreviated title for this summit. We talked about E as exchange, M for mentoring, and A for assistance. Now, assistance is also to reflect the fact that you can actually have somebody working in an area of business or expertise that really you need to outsource in your business, but you can have this for free. So this assistance would be coming to you from the mentee if you are the mentor. And if you are the mentee, you would be getting a lot of support and assistance from your mentor to set up your business. Maybe you are looking, for example, to set up a graphic design company and you want to specialize in doing personal branding for solo entrepreneurs, let's say. So you would find a solo entrepreneur maybe and shadow work with them for 6 months. And this person can help you understand a bit more about how to go about finding out the deeper ins and outs, the quality, the ethics, the personality of who they are, what their business is about, and they could give you a great testimonial once you've done the job. They can also connect you to other solo entrepreneurs maybe who want this kind of support and guidance. And so it's really an excellent opportunity to have the assistance of an expert, and for the expert to also have your assistance in helping them do the personal branding for them without them having to pay for it, which is a great bonus for women that are very overrun or overwhelmed in their businesses or really don't have the funds. So let's talk a little bit now about how we can go about getting the right kind of thinking process around helping people and being in this kind of process where we call having a social impact or becoming a social entrepreneur, right? So what is a social entrepreneur? A social entrepreneur is somebody that has a social impact in society. And nowadays we are seeing so many women rise up, take the reins in their hands, learn a lot more skills, become a lot clearer about what they wish to achieve in their lives, and actually develop businesses that can flourish, and businesses that are online, and businesses that give them the freedom to actually parent their children, to maybe stay at home and being mompreneurs, and to even develop a impact that goes way beyond a brick and mortar business, a business on the ground. So this kind of social entrepreneur is a woman in this case, because we're talking about Women of Truth International, and really what this whole campaign and project really is able to do is to provide the kind of support and assistance Also, the mindset training. I don't always like this word because it really limits things to thinking about the mind, but really our whole way of up-leveling the way that we work, the way that we align our actions with our thoughts, the way that we develop our skill sets, the way that we get much more real about what it takes, and how we really develop our ethics and our value systems around the work that we do. All of this is a very integrated process between what you're thinking, what you're doing, what you believe, what you've been taught, what you have to unwrap from yourself, what you have to stop believing, what myths you have to debunk to actually be able to become a social entrepreneur. And this means that you are somebody that wants to do business and monetize your results, but you also want to have a social impact, or you want to remain socially aware, meaning that you want to be able to monetize healthily, successfully, a business that does not do harm to society and actually even solves a problem for society as a whole on a socially conscious level. So, for example, women setting up an after-school care center for impoverished children, and they want to have this impact in society to be able to support underprivileged kids that can have a place to go to after school, but they want to find a way to finance it so that they are not running this on the bare bones of their own sweat and tears and or having to pay for all the expenses to keep this place running. They might be volunteering their time, not getting a salary, but if they have to do a fete or a fundraising or they have to feed the children, where will this come from? This is why monetizing a social project is so important, and why social entrepreneurship is really high on my list, is because I really would love to support women to find the right kind of support structures and the level of visibility, credibility, and integrity that they need to be able to use their skills, knowledge, and wisdom to have this social impact in the world. So how do you go about doing that? Through the EMA Summit themes and concepts that we've been talking about. Well, one way is that you can actually start looking for incubators or accelerators that are able to support you to learn a little bit more about how to run a good business in this day and age. Now, you might have noticed things have changed quite a lot in the area of business. There are so many new challenges, and we talk about them often here, and a few of my other pages I talk a lot about them too. What does this have to say about social entrepreneurship? Well, it means that really we need to become really clear that being connected in our hearts, caring for humanity, caring for society is an amazing and beautiful gift that we have as individuals, and as women, we tend to be more nurturing, more intuitive, and a little bit more considerate at times about community and relatability and relationship building. So there is a natural tendency for us to want to care for others. How do we make that feasible so that we don't burn out and that we actually are teaching others to fish and not just fetching fish for others, right? This is where you go maybe a step beyond charity work and or volunteering in a community and actually build a project that can have a really great monetary supportive structure that keeps it sustainable, right? Now, there are incubators that are training in that. Changemakers On is one of those incubators, and it sits in Lithuania. They fundraise and they support entrepreneurs from around the world to come and pitch their ideas and actually develop their business concepts with experts on very specific retreats. And you can apply for one of these. You will find out a little bit more from one of my collaborators called Simona Simultier about all of this. If you are interested, again, the same applies for you to get in touch with me privately or to send me a comment or a message or comment on this video, and I will get in touch with you and set you up with the right people to have the right conversation about this. So do you have an idea that will have a social impact on society? How can you actually become a social entrepreneur that has a great idea that solves a problem in society, but also has a social impact, and get the support, guidance, and mentoring that you really need to develop your business idea? This is something you can find in what's called an incubator or an accelerator. The one I'm talking to you about now is in Lithuania, and it deals exclusively with social entrepreneurs. And there probably are many more. I will be scouting them and letting you know. So if you get in touch, I'll let you know. But also keep in mind that you do have an excellent momentum around you, inside you, and with you to push you forward now more than ever before. There are more incredible things happening in the world on a conscious level of business than ever before. So there are wonderful support structures around. If you are anywhere near Holland, you will know that there is very specific incubators and accelerators that help startup businesses take their ideas and move forward with them. Of course, having a great idea is not where it ends. In all my mentoring groups, I'm really helping people look much more at the problem that they solve and at how much that problem has in terms of scope, depth, and breadth for their lives, because the business you're going to build must have a future. So it's not just about solving a problem that is a year old or will end in a year's time. You need to think about a business that can grow beyond that. There are many incubators in Europe that deal a lot with technology and support a lot of people to develop the technology that they need in order to have their businesses grow and thrive. So doing the research to find the right incubator is really worth it. And you do want to try and find the time, if you have a serious dream that you're trying to work on, to actually look for the right resources and find the right place to apply to. If you are in Holland, as I mentioned, there is the Venture Cafe, which is under the CIC. It runs in Rotterdam. And there's some sister projects running around the rest of the country, similar ones. But the one I know about is called Venture Cafe. On Thursday nights, there's a free networking event there. Free drinks are supplied and free food. And there are some little seminars that happen. I'm there the first and third Thursday of most months during summer. And I'll be mentoring people there as well, answering questions about business development, online marketing, social entrepreneurship, and female leadership, but also looking at the greater context of how do you develop the stamina to be able to run your own business nowadays in the world. Many people have the dream, they want to be a speaker, they want to get out there, do stuff, but I want to give you a bit more of the reality check around the kind of stamina you need to get back up after many, many different trials and errors that you need to do to experiment with your market to really find out who and how the people think in the problem space that you are now solving. You need to be able to understand the psychology of your potential clients or your audience group, your target audiences. So these kinds of centers like the Venture Cafe, they have incubators and they have accelerators that then can take you with your idea once you've applied and help accelerate you a little bit forward. That's why they're called accelerators. There are many of them around Europe, so it's good to find out about them. If you do have a startup idea, you can come to our conference as well in September. We will be talking a lot more about social entrepreneurship. Changemakers On will be there. There will also be a very specific announcement of the next female unicorn project, which is supporting women in tech. And I'm also doing a lot of interviewing for women in STEM, what we call STEM, science, technology, engineering, and medicine, but I'm adding to that finance. And I'm really interested to talk to women who are in male-dominated professions and to get more information about how they and I, together with them, can collaborate to develop a mentoring program for younger women going into male-dominated professions. So some of my research is on those kinds of subjects. If you yourself, on that note, are wanting to take me up on the offer of getting yourself in front of a mentor and or getting yourself in front of the European Commission so that you can mentor other women, please get in touch. We want to have as many women on the European Commission offering their guidance and services to other women as possible, because nowadays there's a lot of information about how to grow and expand, but there's also a lot that's supporting the idea that women learn more from women, because we're having some unique challenges in the world that really getting the wisdom from another woman that's experienced that is going to be so helpful for you. Way more at times in your career and in different stages of your career than what a man's guidance could be, because you might be having some exclusive glass ceiling type problems where you are. You might be having an underrepresented workforce that's not gender equal, or you have different issues playing out in the work environment that make you feel like you have to suppress your femininity and wear a mask. And there are many women that have lived that example and would be able to help you. So we're trying to get those women more involved as well. So if you know anyone that is interested in becoming a mentor or would like some support as well, get them in touch. You can add them to this group. You can come to the conference, learn much more about that. And also, if you yourself are an expert and you would like to launch yourself more in what you are doing and have much more exposure, become a global expert, be able to get the visibility and publicity that you need to be able to reach way more people than what you're reaching now. This may also be a way to network into the European Commission and through Women of Truth, meet some global experts around the world, and even get in touch with me and have a conversation about how I might be able to help you get more out there and get your message out to more incredible women that are awakening at this time and really need your support and guidance. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you have any questions, put them on the comment box underneath this video. Thank you for spending a little time with me here tonight. And if you want to become a mentor or a mentee, leave me your details in the comments or send me a private message, and I will be in touch with you and set you up in a conversation with the appropriate people. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Central Eastern Time, 7 p.m. in Cyprus, where we will be talking about the Erasmus exchange program and how you can brainstorm different ways of supporting younger people and or even having a relationship with young people as interns or as research if your business is centered around supporting future generations and or millennials in the future. Thank you very much for joining me, and have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.